What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sean, this is Natalie, and today we're doing a book review of The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. It's our second segment of On the Same Page. It's coming up right after this. Okay, so if you guys didn't see the first one, Natalie and I did a book review of Malcolm Gladwell's David and Goliath. If you haven't seen that video yet, please click this link and it will take you there. This is our second one that we're doing together called The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. It is a similar type of book in that talks a little bit more about habits, but it's a storytelling kind of book to make it nice and fun to learn. This is what the book looks like. It is beat to crap because you beat the crap out of this book. But anyway, apologies for the B-roll that's going to just show a torn up book, but it's 365 pages. It's got 3 parts. Part 1 talks about the habits of individuals, part 2 the habits of companies, and part 3 is the habits of societies. But the real good stuff is part 1, which talks about something called a habit loop. I should explain. So the habit loop is how we develop our habits. It starts with something that is a cue for us. We see something or feel something that cues us to do some kind of routine or some kind of action that leads to a reward. So step 1 is the cue, step 2 is the routine, and step 3 is the reward. So that's kind of the underlying theme of this. So Charles will talk about that loop as it relates to an individual, and then he expands this idea to companies and societies and how we develop habits as groups of people. So what did you think of the book?
I thought it was pretty good actually. I liked it because the way it was broken down was pretty much, he explains what habits are, how they're created, how you can change them, and how they impact your life. So I liked that structure. And again, he refers to this habit loop with like every story that he tells. It is a series of short stories, but he kind of brings it back to the habit loop every time. One of the strongest points was how to change a habit, and that is by changing the routine. And you change your routine with pretty much really strong willpower. So if you can be disciplined and strict, then you'll be able to change your routine, and that's how you change your habit.
He talks about willpower too as like a muscle, like something you can train to get better at, which is I think important as well.
But yeah, I thought the short stories in it were actually really engaging. There was one about AA, one about smoking, one about dieting, one about even like music on the radio. So I thought there was something in there for everybody. Even like the first story was about a senior with memory loss. So I thought there was something in there for everyone. So yeah, I liked it. What did you think?
I really like the story about Alcoa, kind of when it got to part 2 about the companies and how their new CEO kind of changed the company and increased profits and everything just by being able to change the company's habits and how they went about doing that. I thought that was an interesting application of the idea. I also think it's good that the book talks a little bit about how to be able to dissect why you do things, why you are in certain habits, so that you can, once you can identify that, you can start to do these little experiments to start and try and change your habits, find out why the cues you have in your life get you to do a certain routine. So I like that there was a little bit of like application here, makes you kind of think about the things that you do and whether you do it because of a choice or just out of habit. And if it's something that you don't really like or you want to change, there's some ideas in here of how to do it. So I actually thought that part of the book was really good too. So I quite liked it. Hey, if you guys are liking this book review so far and you want to see more, please remember to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you are notified of other book reviews when they come out.
Also, another reason I like this book is because Sean and I, like our day-to-day is very routine heavy, so it was kind of a good way for us to reflect on our routines and maybe some of our good habits and bad habits that we do, I guess, that we have.
Yeah, it's not necessarily about how do I get into a routine to make me more productive or more this or that. It's more like identifying what things we don't know or what routines we have that we don't even know are habits, and And so it's interesting to us because we are very routine heavy. That's how we operate so productively, is by building everything into our routine. So this book did cause us to sort of take inventory of all of our routines that we've like deliberately put in place, but also look at some of the things that we do that might be habits and whether they're good or bad. But it's nice because even if there was something that we weren't a fan of, or something we wanted to add, like going to the gym more regularly or something like that, there are things in this book that you can use to get you started on that path. So we're going to take some of the lessons in here and probably apply them in the coming year to get some of our goals done. So then the final question for The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Sounds like, are we on the same page for this book?
Yes,
we are.
This book.
All right, so we're on the same page. 1 for 2, not bad.
Yes.
Cool. Awesome. If you guys have liked this video, please remember to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you guys want to see more book reviews with Natalie and I. Until next time, have a great week, spread the wealth, and I'll see you in the next one. Ready? Mm-hmm. What's up, everybody? Welcome. That part of the book is really good too, so I quite liked it.
Good.
That's it? So, I guess